morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night. I'm greeting you according to your time. My name is Lorraine, and my YouTube channel is Bayleaf. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. And today's video, I need to talk about how life has been, or my journey of life. It was 2012 when I was when I was in a village. Life was so difficult. By then I had lost my work, whereby I was teaching as a nursery teacher in school in our village. And in that school, the problem started when the headmaster fell in love with me, and I didn't tell anyone how it started. The man was looking at me, and when it reached a time for paying, he will not pay me in presence of other teachers. He will pay them, but he will tell me, I will pay you later, or come at this time in my office. So things went like this, like that, until when it reached the year 2012, whereby it was in January, where he started to insisting me to have sex with me, and I turned him down. So one day, and by then I had a small hotel that I was working, but it didn't have a lot of customers. And one day he sent a pupil who was my cousin to bring him a cup of tea, and the school were closed, so I take a cup of tea and take to him. I didn't know what his mind was, and by then he just told me how beautiful I was, and I told him he is my boss, and I said thank you, and he insisted to having sex with me in his office, which I tell him, what if he has a HIV or AIDS? And he told me that he will come tomorrow with a condom, which I agree. I agree because I wanted to get out of that office before things turned other way around. So he released me, and I went back to my hotel and seated, which by evening, by the grace of God, we were called to meet a minister in our areas as a youth. So I had to talk to my step grandma to come and take care of my hotel, which she did. And when it reached very early in the morning, I had to start my journey to go, because I was walking and it was far. So when the man came, who was my boss, came, and he came and asked my step grandma where I was. She told him where I was, which he understood and walked away. The following the following day, the man came. I heard the voice of his motorbike, which I closed my hotel. He stayed there. He passed. He went in school. Opened his office. He stayed there. He waited for me almost 1 week, but I didn't show up him. I show up. So when they opened the school as usual, the first day of opening school, I I it was my normal day. I just stay at home, do other work so that the following day I could go. But in that day, he had a meeting and he told other teachers that when I come, I shouldn't bother. They shouldn't bother about me. So when I got to that school, I had with another nursery teacher when she always was always coming late. I took the children to my class, whereby when she came, she took all the children. So I wondered why. So I asked my fellow teacher who was a class 2 teacher. Asked her. He told me he didn't know anything about it. So I asked my cousin who was a class 2 teacher. The other one was a class 1 and this one was a class 2 teacher who never bothered to talk to me. So I had to stay and I had to call the the madam. My mother was he was my teacher, and I was staying by her or by her, and I was calling Madam Mary. So I called Madam Mary and I told her everything, and she told me to come back home, which I went, and that is how I ended up not going back to that school, because what I went through, no one wanted to talk to me. So I had to stay back at home, and she told me you cannot stay at home, so look for something you can do. And I went to a Protechnic, was new by then, and I asked. They told me you are free to come anytime to learn, and I went to learn hairdressing, whereby I learned the first term and second term, and second term when it reached October, whereby my aunt came and told me that he is recruiting girls to go outside the country to look for their lack of green pasture, which I accepted, and I will come up with the next video how things went and how I ended up first to come outside the country. Thank you so much for watching, and like, comment, share, and do not forget to subscribe. Thank you so much, and God bless you. Bye.